Well, this is our last set of class notes. We're going to start with section 1.3, which is a little bit of a review of just linear equations. So we're going to do a couple of word problems that are linear in form, and then we're going to get into systems of equations. So number one, a new car is worth $45,000 and it's depreciating in value. Now be careful, these are not the same depreciation and values that we just did because those were exponential. These are just straight linear. So we're just going to write a formula showing that you're depreciating in value 5,000 per year. So x is going to be our number of years. Again, you do need to label your variables. So x will be the number of years. And it says write a formula that will model the car's value and then determine after how many years a car's value will be 10,000. So your original price was $45,000 and it depreciates $5,000 per year. So 45,000 minus 5,000 per year, so we need to multiply it times x. And that's going to be the price of our car at that time. So we want to know how long will it take for P to turn out to be 10,000. So 10,000 is going to equal 45,000 minus 5,000x. So we'll subtract over the 45,000, divide by negative 5,000, we're going to get x equaling 7. So it takes 7 years. So these equations again are just linear, so don't do the depreciation formula that we learned in the last chapter. Again, things are just depreciating by so much per year. Alright, so the next one we're going to go to is number 2. You're choosing between two health clubs. Club A offers a membership fee of $34 plus a monthly fee of $15. Club B offers membership for a fee of $20 plus a monthly fee of $22. After how many months will the total cost of each health club be the same? And then what will be the total cost for each club? So we have two different clubs. We have Club A and we have Club B. Now each of them has a fee and a monthly fee. So the membership fee for Club A is $34 plus a monthly fee of 15 times x. So x would be the number of months. And then Club B would be $20 for its membership fee plus 22 times x. Again, x is a number of months. So after how many months will the total cost of each health club be the same? So if we want them to be the same, we want them to be equal. So 34 plus 15x should equal 20 plus 22x. So just solving for x, we're going to get x equaling 2. So that means after 2 months, the cost will be the same. After 2 months, the cost will be the same. Now what else did it ask? What will be the total cost for each club? So we're just going to plug in a 2 for x, either into the first equation or into the second equation, because they should be the same. So if we have 34 plus 15 times 2, we get 64 for Club A. Let's make sure that's true for Club B, and we do get 64. So what's the total cost? Total cost is $64. Alright, so again, very straightforward, just linear equations. Now looking at number 3. After a 15% reduction, you purchase a book for $38.25. What was the book's price before the reduction? So we're working backwards. We're not saying here's the price, here's the discount, tell me the sale price. We're given the sale price and said to work backwards. So make sure you know this formula. You're going to have the original price minus the discount equals the sale price. Now some of y'all might want to set it up into percent over 100 equals is over of. You just got to be careful what you're actually going to use as a percent. So the things we do know, we know that the purchase price of the book was $38.25. So that would be the sale price. What was the book's price before the reduction? That's going to be x. So the original price is x minus, and then we have to do the discount. Well, it's 15%, but it's not just 0.15. If I just did 0.15, that means I'm subtracting 15 cents. That makes no sense. We have a 15% reduction. So what is the discount? The discount is the percent times the original price. That's how you calculate your discount. You take whatever you're having your percent of times the original price. Well, my original price was X. So now I have X minus 0.15X equals 38.25. These are considered like terms. There's a 1 in front of that X. So putting those together, we get 0.85X equals 38.25. And then just divide by 0.85. So again, the original price was $45. So make sure you kind of write it in words at the end, or at least definitely label your variable like the original price was X. All right, so number 4, including a 5% sales tax, a hotel charges $252 per night in New York. Find the hotel's nightly cost before the tax was added. So again, it's going to be the same type of problem that we just did, but instead of a discount with a minus, we're going to have a plus sign because of the tax. So we have the hotel plus the tax equals the nightly cost. And we want to know the nightly cost before the tax was added. So the hotel price we don't know. We have to add on the tax, which is 5%, and that's going to give us what they're charging, which is $252. So the nightly cost is $252. We want to know what the hotel was before the tax. So X is going to be the hotel price, plus the tax is 5%. Again, you're going to 0.05 times the cost of the hotel. Add those together, that would give you your nightly cost. So again, putting these two together, there's a 1 in front of that, so we get 1.05x equals 252. Divide both sides by 1.05, we get x equaling 240. So what does that mean? The cost of the hotel before tax was $240. And then with the tax, it turned out to be $252. All right, number 5, again, is the same type of problem. The selling price of a scientific calculator is $15. If the markup is 25% of the dealer's cost, what is the dealer's cost of the calculator? So we're going to start off with, we want to know what is the dealer's cost. And if we add the markup, that's going to be the selling price. So we know the selling price. The selling price was $15. We want to know what the dealer's cost is. We'll call that X. And the markup was what? 25%. 25% again of the original cost. So 0.25 times X. Adding those terms together because they're like terms, again with the 1 in front, we get 1.25x equals 15. So divide both sides by 1.25 and we're going to get x equaling 12. So the dealer's cost is $12. So I'm going to let you work on number 6. It's about the same thing. A repair bill on a car came to $1,603, including $532 for parts and the remainder for labor. If the cost of the labor is $63 per hour, how many hours of labor did it take to repair the car? So again, we already know our variable is going to be the number of hours of labor. So when you're dealing with a repair, you have not just the parts, but you also have the labor charge. And the total bill came to $1,603. So there was $532 for parts plus labor. Labor was 63 per hour. So 63 times X, the number of hours, should equal your total bill, which is $1,603. Solve that out, you should get 17 hours of labor is what it came to. So make sure you can get that one. Lastly, number 7. This is what's going to lead us into section 5.1. You invested $11,000 in stocks and bonds, paying 5% and 8% annual interest respectively. If the total interest earned for the year was $730, how much was invested in stocks and how much was invested in bonds. So when you're looking at this, I want you to realize there's two different ways to do this problem. You could do it using one variable, but I'm going to use two variables because that's going to lead us into 5.1. So we're going to say let x equal the amount invested in stocks and y will be the amount invested in bonds. So this is the amount invested in stocks and y will be the amount invested in bonds. Again, you can set this up in a one variable equation, but because we're getting into two variables, let's go ahead and set it up with two. So first things first, because we have two variables, we know we need to have two equations. Because we invested $11,000 in stocks and bonds, we know our first equation could be x plus y equaling 11,000. In that equation, we know that 5% and 8% annual interest, respectively, with stocks and bonds, and the interest earned is $730. So 5% of x plus 8% of y should equal $730, because that's our interest. So 0.05x plus earned, which is $730. And we're going to learn that one way to continue this, to make our system, is to probably multiply this by 100 to move our decimals, so we don't have to work with decimals. So if I multiply all this by 100, I end up with 5x plus 8y equals 7, and that's my system. Now in 5.1, we're going to learn how to solve that system of equations.